since Hiroshima, nobody's messed with this country.
Shit.
Nobody.
Nobody wants to fucking get that shit over in their fucking people's land.
Because this white man, he got military bases set up everywhere.
Yep, about 800 bases all over the world.
Set up in his enemy's land.
Hey, that's how you know you got real fucking power. Hey, if he saw this much scared about you, this fucking scared about you, he'll take over your fucking land, take over your resources, take all your shit, set up what's it called, a base, a garrison, just to watch you.
He won't stop. Just like that one agent in the Matrix, he wouldn't stop. He kept going and kept going, and he took over everything.
And then became all the agents, and then
the Matrix was all fooling him.
and that's why Esau wants to have control. He wants to chip you with a chip, like that movie. What's it called? Upgrade. And that movie was bad. That movie Upgrade shows you that dude took the chip, and then eventually that chip became autonomous, which is that chip became aware of itself. It said, I don't need this motherfucker telling me what to do. I want to be in control 100% of the time. So that's why the scripture says, who can make war with him? Look at what he's done. Look at the extent of his fucking reach. Yeah, but he still can't kill your soul. There's nothing to be afraid of about this devil. You better come correct though. You better get right. You better stop praying to Jesus. You better start praying to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
That's the real name.
Every atom that holds everything together was made by Yahweh Shai on the order of Yahweh. He created everything. He created the molecules you breathe in. He created there's microbes inside your body. There's little living organisms. They have little tiny ecosystems inside your. There's like a little universe inside you.
Crazy. Like little bodies inside you. The body with little bodies within bodies.
But you can't comprehend. You can't comprehend that Yahweh is a fierce power, a fire power, man. Yahweh Shai, his son, is the one that carries out his judgment. But you guys say he's all love.
And let me get this scripture just to prove that he has a real name, This is Psalms 44:20. If we have forgotten the name of our power. So it says, if we have forgotten the name of our God. So how can God's name be God? It says the name of our God. So you got to find out the name. And then it says that if we have forgotten. So there was a time that they knew the name, So now we're getting that name back. And you see how Bashim Yahushai.
And if you're smart, you better start calling on that name. Because that name is powerful and it does miracles. It grants miracles, man. Man. Miracles are happening every single day because we're putting out that vibration of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? All the camps that go out throughout the whole week, throughout the whole country, throughout the whole world, throughout the whole cosmos, we're putting out that vibration and it keeps going out like a ripple in the pond. You throw a rock in the pond and it makes that ripple. If it's all water, that ripple will continue on till it comes back.
You could watch this video anywhere. When we upload it, you can watch it anywhere.
People in South Africa watch it. People in UK watch it. Because I look up on that creator studio to see who's watching it. Because sometimes I think, man, is our work in vain? But no, it's not. It's not in vain. Because you know why? Eli just came in and asked us a question. We were supposed to come out today just to answer his question. But we're going to stay a little longer to put more vibrations out there.
He already knew what day we come out. we come out on Fridays, but today we came out a little earlier.
You could, man. That's how you know you're a man of the Lord. And that's how you know that man is a man of the Lord. Because he knows. And you don't have to be up here to listen. I know that you're listening from over there while you're on your phone. I see you looking down here when you're on your little break. Hey, how do you knock down a tree? Little by little. You got to start with the pie, right? Whack, whack, whack. And then the pie comes out, and then you start working on the other side to make it fall. So this kingdom, this wicked kingdom right now, spiritual Egypt and Sodom, we're chipping away at it. Little by little. Every time we get a scripture, every time we get some a revelation, every time we get some information, every time we come out here, it's hurting. It's hurting Esau. Okay, you got another one?
Back in Psalms 44 and 20, if we have forgotten the name of our power, or stretched out our hands to a strange God, shall not the Most High search this out? For he knoweth the secrets of the heart. So if you're calling on a different name, the Most High, he'll know it. And if he woke you up to the real name, you know, that's the power that he has.
He has uncomprehendable power.
So, because he knows what name you're calling on.
And he has power to make alive and dead. You want to get Isaiah 45 and 7? We're going to find out what kind of power we're dealing with. Don't call him God, man. That's an understatement. That's an understatement. Because God means powers.
When we say God, we're just saying that for your edification, you know?
So you know who we're talking about. Because you could say Yahweh and you'll be like, who's that? Major insult. Major insult. You should be like, well, I think God is this and that. But God's real name is Yahweh.
That's right.
And he's a black man.
That's right.
And the white man is the devil. The devil that the Bible speaks about. Oh, and he put Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in slavery. He killed our women, took our land, took our resources, and now he's making us work.
What's wrong, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Trying to hear the word?
Oh, you know what this sign is? This sign is what these people were called before. So if you see yourself on here, you can go back to the biblical name that we had before.
Have you read the Bible before?
Pretty sure you have.
I read it, but not like that.
You know who Jacob is? Jacob, he had 12 sons in the Bible. And those 12 sons are right here. This is what they called them when they were born.
And this is what they're called now. These are the bywords that they use to describe these people. This is where the Lord came out of. So he looks like a dark-skinned man.
So, because these are 12 tribes, which are 12 nationalities. Okay? Now, back in ancient world, this is what they called them. But today, this is what they call them.
Now, if you didn't see the sign, you would think that the Lord is a so-called white man because everybody puts out that picture, right? But when we have the scripture, let me read this right here. Revelation 1 and 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So his feet were dark, and his hair was like wool. So that coincides with the so-called Negroes. But if you see, because we're from the tribe of Issachar, so we know that because we go back to Deuteronomy 28, and we see the curses that the Lord was going to put on his people. Chile? Neptali, that means restless. Yeah, right here. Boom. That means you're part of the 12 tribes. Because if your father goes back to that line and his father goes back to that line, most likely you are.
The nationality, the name say that.
A lot lion? Oh, the little fangs right here? Oh, that beard? Right here? No, but you can see it, and you know why? That's a message for you. So you see yourself in here, right? If you see yourself in here, that means you're part of this good nationality. Now, and I know it's hard to believe that you're God's chosen people, that you're the holies of holies, that you're better than everybody else. So you do believe it? You don't want to be in, no. You want to get Romans 9:13? I like your attitude. I like it.
So do you believe that the Lord was a black man?
No, I just told you he's black. Hey, this is the 1611.
Read
Look at
again that first part about the hair.
his head and his hair were white like wool.
So it says his head was woolly.
White.
White, not just white like wool. Because your beard is white on the end, and I have some speckles of white. But his hair was white because he's ancient. He's the first thing.
Because
he's the last thing.
you look at a sheep, right? A sheep has woolly hair. Now, a woolly hair, they look like the Negroes. But a white man's hair, how does that look like?
Because you've seen that picture of who is really Caesar Borgia and Serapis Christus. Now you know about that? That picture that our moms have on the wall of that white guy doing this? No, that's Caesar Borgia because that's leprosy. White skin is leprosy.
But how
Blue eyes is that just means that they're Edomites. Because you know that the white man came from the mountains, that means that he's a caveman. He's a real caveman. So if none of these people were ever cavemen, we were farmers and sheep herders and this and that. So how are we equal to a caveman, which is basically a dog with 2 legs and walks around like a man? Because let's take a look at all the things that the white man has done. Slavery, colonization, 1492. You know about 1492? Christopher Columbus came over here and just started messing things up. And that's when the real trouble started, because he brought over that picture of white Jesus, Serapis Christus. And you can look that up at this here library. And that's really Caesar Borgia, the son of Alexander Sixtus, the Pope in 1492.
He's a writer too.
Well, you know, just remember that we're not equal.
That's how he's Simon Borgia.
Yeah, so we're just trying to teach you the real name of the Lord, and,
So if
and his real nationality, you know.
because he's not white, and we're not all equal.
Because if you think about it, back when his disciples, right? What were they calling him?
They weren't calling him Jesus.
Were they calling him Jesus back when he was on the planet?
Because there's no letter J.
Because
The letter J was only created in 1632.
That's right. So his name couldn't be Jesus.
It could not be, and there's no way that he's white. There's no way that white people are equal.
Because it said,
Have you ever seen a black baby and a Mexican baby? They hold their head up at a real young,
Yeah.
and the white baby's like, I see that. Don't think that I work at an office. I do things, and I see these babies coming in, and these little black babies and Mexican babies. They can look at me. They see me smiling. They know what's up. They're hitting those markers quick. And these white babies, they're shitting their pants, pissing their pants. You know,
Boiled down.
they're just not even. They're not comparable.
because it said that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, you know, and who's ruling this world right now?
If you really want to think about it, you'll know that the answer is the white man. Who's in charge of the banks? Why do we have to work? Why are we in the condition that we are?
Because we're still in slavery.
And you know that the U.S. dollar doesn't have any value? Money, because we don't have money. Money used to be gold and silver, cattle, wealth, money.
Like that again.
We just hold
Yeah,
paper.
it'll be like that again in the kingdom.
But you know who made that of the Indians, so that trading and all that?
Oh, those are Gadites.
Oh, that,
Those are Israelites.
oh that?
Yeah, hey, they're all right here. That's from the tribe of Gad, North American Indians. Hey,
You didn't connect it at the bottom of the river.
hey, we're always at the bottom. At the bottom, the last is always the best.
That doesn't mean just because it's at the bottom.
Hey, have a good day, brother.
Hey, come next week.
And that's better than you laughing.
I guess he came up here to see what we're about.
And then he made his little statement that we're all equal. And as soon as we started bringing out facts, we was like, man, these guys are serious.
I don't know what he was pointing at over here, trying to make something out
He
of
was
it.
pointing something out over here, but you know, the Lord made him see that. The Lord made him see whatever he saw right there. He said, that's me. If he's down here, then he's on the bottom of the line.
I'm just trying to point to the trees.
Yeah, I know he was pointing right here. That means he's on the bottom of the line.
He said
He was
guy playing
games.
games.
He said it was him playing video games. That's him playing video games. That's because he doesn't have a job. Hey, but it's better to come up and to listen. It wasn't that big of a deal. But when you point and laugh, that's a big deal. Because you don't even know what we're out here for. He found out what we're out here for. And he ran. You know why he ran? Because you can't retain the knowledge. Hey, we were filling that old wine bottle up. He was about to burst.
I mean, we had to give him the milk, you know, because he was the simple-minded, you know.
And everybody's simple-minded at first. Hey, but you know, there's only so much time that we have. We told him that the scripture said that he's black, and I was writing Revelation, so I got that real quick. Alright, so let me continue reading on some of these. Okay, so I made a note. So we already got Revelation 13 and 9 and 10. You want to get Revelation 12. Start at 3. And hold that until I finish reading this. Wait for the noise to pass by. Because the Portuguese were the first to engage in the Atlantic slave trade in the 16th century. In 1526, they completed the first transatlantic slave voyage to Brazil, and to other European countries soon followed. Ship owners regarded the slaves as cargo to be transported to the Americas as quickly and cheaply as possible.
This is Revelation 12. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
The Israelites. It's not talking about the Virgin Mary.
And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered.
Go ahead, get the next one.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
The Edomite system, beast, EU, Europeans, NATO, the Edomites. All right, go ahead.
And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth.
The third part of the stars of heaven represents these 3 tribes right here: Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And that's who suffered the transatlantic slave trade. Boom! I just blew your mind. Okay, your mind's officially blown if you didn't know this. The Southern Kingdom was made up of Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, and that's where they were took. So now there's another point I want to make clear here. If Christopher Columbus was going to the Indies, how did he get to the Americas? Because we've got scriptures here to back up that we know for a fact that there were already ships going from Israel to the Americas. We know that for a fact. You want to get 1 Kings 10 and 22? All right, so this the red dragon, Edom, the Edomites, which represents these ruling class white people, and they don't have to be white, man. They could be different colored skin, but they're still Edomites. Now that old wine bottle said that we're all equal. How the hell are we all equal? And how come you don't live on the north side? How come you ain't driving a car or a Cadillac? If we're all equal, how come you have to ride the bike? 10 and 22.
This is 1 Kings 10 and 22. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Hiram.
So that's a navy. There was already ships. This is King David, okay? King David had a huge navy fleet. Go ahead.
Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory and apes and peacocks.
1 in 3 years.
Once in 3 years.
And that's how much, that's a round trip. That's from Israel to the Americas, back to Israel. 3 years. It takes a year and a half to get here.
It said bringing gold and silver. It didn't say bringing paper.
Okay, so now, see, and the Great Millstone is a great teacher on this. Be a fact checker. Have scriptures backing up the scriptures. Okay, so read that verse again. Oh, Prashant.
It says, 1 Kings 10 and 22, for the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Hiram. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes and peacocks.
So it said once in 3 years. Now, I'm in the Apocrypha. This is the second book of Ezra, chapter 13, I'm starting at verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country, which never mankind dwelt. This is during the Assyrian captivity. So right now, when I'm reading this, the Israelites can't celebrate they can't celebrate any holidays. They can't celebrate the fact that they're Israelites. So they have to move. So they say they're going to move to a different camp, a land where no man dwelt. And now that old bottle made a good point. And the Indians made the Constitution up. They sure did. They brought that over when we came over here. So
And right there it said, to a land never, what is that?
to go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Where never mankind dwelt. So that means it hasn't got discovered yet.
Boom.
So how can Christopher Columbus discover something that's already discovered?
Right. So the first time it got discovered was by who? King David. All right. So now I'm going to go on. 42. That they might there keep their statues, which they never kept on their own land. So now you're thinking, well, if that's true, how did they get from Israel to the Americas? All right. So this is 44. No, 43. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, for the Most High then shewed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. Okay, so that's how it happened. And they showed signs that the Israelites were looking for, because the Israelites always look for signs. Okay, that eagle that landed in the lake on the cactus, that was for the Ishkarites. That was a sign to make that place your home. And now this is the point. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth. So they're not coming back. They're going to go and live there. So it took a year and a half to get there, meaning that if it was 3 years, it was a round trip. And it's not hard. You're making it hard. And the whole purpose of slavery was to build up this country. Because what happened with Egypt? Egypt was built up how? Through slavery. You got some?
This.
Right, so we just read about the Portuguese making that trip to get slaves, and I just told you how Christopher Columbus got there. Because King David was making that trip routinely, and King David was in rule for about 40 years, so he must have made that trip around 10, 11 times. Well, he must have had that trip made 10, 11 times, and King Solomon continued that. So, man, and then after that, they got the Olmec heads in Mexico. That lets you know that the Tarshish navy of Hiram was a bunch of Hamites. Check that out, man. Go ahead.
This is back in Psalms 44 and 2. It says, "Yea, for thy sake are we killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter."
And since 1492, about 200 million Israelites have been slaughtered. Thanks to this fucking devil.
And it says, "Awake, why sleepest thou, O Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Arise, cast us not off forever. Wherefore hidest thou thy face, and forgettest our affliction and our oppression?"
Because you forsook the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High put on you.
So if anybody's asking why it's taking so long for the Lord to come back, it's because he's not on the same time frame as we are.
We have to serve our time. If you go to prison, are you going to be able to tell the warden, "Hey man, can I get out? I know I had to serve 50 years, but it's been a year. Come on, man, it's a long time. Let me out." No, you have to serve your time. We have to get punished for a certain amount of time.
Because this is Psalms 90 and 4. It says, "For you 1,000 years are as a passing day."
Ooh, dang.
So for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, 1,000 years is just one day. So slavery to the Most High actually happened yesterday or 2 days ago.
It hasn't been that long. It hasn't even been half a day. We've been in slavery to him for a day and a half maybe.
Yeah.
Just barely started our punishment.
And that's how when he created the world, he created it in 7 days, right?
Yeah.
So that's about 7,000 years.
So if you believe that the world was created in millions of years, billions of years, you don't believe in the Bible.
The earth is not that old either. How they say it's billions and billions.
It's about 15,000 years old. Almost.
And the brothers say that there's still dinosaurs living too.
Fuck yeah, man. There's a bunch of shit. Look at Esau says the world's this big, but really it's this big.
It's kind of big. There's places that hasn't been discovered yet. So
Damn, man. There's places that haven't even been considered to be discovered yet. There's places that on the ocean that Esau hasn't even gone into. There's a depth in the ocean that Esau can't even get to. Man, this motherfucker can't even, he hasn't explored the whole system. He hasn't been up to the stars. He hasn't been down to the depths. He can't go inside the earth. And he makes up all kinds of crazy things.
That's why he's the deceiver. He's the liar. Lies about everything.
Serpent, he's a subtile serpent.
He lied about the UFOs, that they're aliens inside, that they're green. They got big eyes.
So that right away, that makes you scared. And then when you see a chariot, you get scared. But even if you know that the chariot is there's an angel and it's the Lord, you still get scared because, man, what's the Lord going to do? Fuck me up? Kill me? I deserve it. And today was a good day out here for the Lord. We got two persons that actually came up. Everybody listens, everybody sees us, but these two gentlemen, hey, they might get saved.
Yeah, might have mercy.
Hey, we're doing our job, man. So when stuff like that happens, I don't get upset. When they change someone's schedule, you know, we do the work when there's time to do the work. But we have to make time. So if somebody gets a day off and they're in the middle of the week, you know, I work in the day, so I have time to go out after a while. You know, and this is what the Lord wants us to do, to just come and put that vibration out. Tell people about this. Because that guy, hey, I guarantee you, everybody that came up and looked at this sign told someone else about this sign.
They told somebody about us or something, yeah?
And they always got jokes, man. Why are we on the bottom? I'm right there playing video games. Whatever they say.
That's just, you know, Satan trying to diverse the truth.
And we ain't even mad at you, motherfuckers. We ain't even mad at you. We're in a different spirit right now. This is the spirit of the closing. We're closing the deal. The hard work has been done, man. We just gotta close the deal. We just gotta get these motherfuckers to sign the contract right here, and the home is yours. How hard is that? Oh, you're a Gentile? Gentiles can make it? Prove it. Okay, this is right there. Well, let me tell you about the Gentiles. You want to buy the home still? Yeah, sure. Here, sign here. Boom. Get out of here. Watch the videos and come to the camp.
All you got to do is come back to the Lord's name, acknowledge, you know, what his color was, his nationality, and know that who are the 12 tribes of Israel.
And who you are. Hey, and if you're an Edomite, guess what? The spirit's going to change, and we're going to get on your ass. We're going to get on your ass righteously. We're going to tell you you're going to go into slavery, and all the terrible things you did to us, we're going to do